Hey, how's it going? I'm Ron,
I'm Zach.
and we're back for another long-awaited episode of Influences. And we've had a few weeks off here. We've been regrouping, getting our new album together, and it's available for pre-order on the link below, and we're really excited about it. This is Zach's first album that he's played on. Does all the bass on the album. And speaking of Mr. Man here, it's Zach's 14th birthday today, so I wanted to give Zach the mic here and let him talk about some of the things that's currently influencing him.
Oh, well,
And I'm putting him on the spot here too, so.
I gotta say, you start to see as things go along, how many hurdles life will throw at you. I remember not too long ago doing a gig where my dad and I were both very sick, and among other things, it was it was weird to ever question, oh, can I do it? But perseverance is the key. So I don't know. I guess seeing an artist that go through a lot and still be honest and true and write good stuff and perform lots and all that, it's really inspiring. Seeing older bands in the 70s, like when they talk about, oh yeah, we toured 6 nights a week, we got a day off, and then all we could really do is sleep or deal with the business side of things or whatnot. It's really like shocking, I think. And even bands around today that talk about stuff like that, or that talk about barely being able to tour a different country, it's really inspiring to see bands try and get out there, because I do think that it is very important for a band to get out and see a lot of places and connect with a lot of people from a lot of different places, which is what we're trying to do. Especially around this summer, we really want to get out to a lot of the different areas where all you guys are, and connect with you, because that is a very important part of this whole thing, we think. And not only is it inspiring, but it's also the root of it all. It's personal.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. All the support that so many of you have been sending over, and not just for the music, but supporting Zach and myself doing this together, father and son in a journey of music together, and watching his development and encouraging him on. And it's just been really nice getting to know a lot of you guys, and we'd like to meet a lot of you guys in person and hang out and really get that full effect of one-on-one interaction. So this is a big reason why we do this, is just meeting kindred spirits and lovers of music and life and art. And so just want to say thanks for all that. You guys have been very influential to us and inspire us to put our best foot forward. And with the launching of this new album and this new journey together, it's a wonderful thing to have it behind us, people in our corner, and people we're looking forward to meet, and people we're looking forward to play more music for, create more music for, and it inspires us to reach further and deeper within ourselves to do our best and continue to grow as musicians and lovers of all wonderful things.
So I know it'd be a little silly if we decided to call this an episode sort of influences on its own. So I thought of something totally off the cuff. I'll give you time to think about it. I'll say my three. What are the three most influential artists to you at this stage in your musical career? And I'll give you time to think. So I think my favorite would have to be a band called the Mars Volta. And if you haven't checked them out, they're very worthwhile. They cover quite a broad range of musical genres and influences, and a very enjoyable band to listen to. Quite experimental, but there are some songs that usually a song for everybody, I think, with them. But when it comes to how they inspire me, it's because of not only the music and how deep it is and how much musical content there is within each and every song, but it's the amount of work that the main members of the band have out. It's like scrolling through the discography of Omar Rodriguez Lopez, even without looking at just albums, but just by bands and projects. Is like going through a phone book. It's absolutely insane. There's so many things. It's like it's threatening, but you know, it really shows you that you know, it's a worthwhile pursuit to have a lot of stuff out there, because I can only imagine what it must do to be collaborating with so many different people and being able to see so many different sides of the musical scene from so many places. And it's like, it makes me excited to write stuff and to play stuff, and yeah, I can really gain a lot from watching other bands like that. My 2 and 3 kind of fit a similar role. I'd have to say any classic band, really. You know, you could say King Crimson, or Yes, or Rush, or Led Zeppelin, or Black Sabbath, or whoever, but any band in that period. Really thinking of bands that made it pretty big, because you know, it's imagine if there was a wide variety of music that came out and was played on top 40 radio that you genuinely enjoyed, I suppose. I don't know if that sounds snarky at all, but it's like, you know, I find a lot of stuff that comes out on the radio, it's just not my taste. So, you know, I like thinking of bands that could connect with people and still fit, you know, a whole wide audience. And I always consider that when I'm thinking about music, because that's an important factor as well, I think, is being able to kind of reach a wide audience. And then, you know, I'd have to say another spot would have to go to another modern band that's doing great things. Maybe Tool, maybe Perfect Circle, maybe anything with Maynard James Keenan, or Steven Wilson, or Joshua Homme. You know, getting the same sort of effect, a very large audience with, you know, very deep music and a very large catalog of stuff. You know, it's an inspiring thing, and it's something that I really strive for, is to not only write the best stuff that I can, but to write a lot of stuff. That way, you know, there's you don't like this, so well, I've got this, this, and this, you know, and just to be able to marvel upon it all and say, I done, or, you know, whatever. But those are my ish. Kind of cheated there, but what are yours?
Well, I'm really excited because Zach is making a big investment right now and getting some state-of-the-art recording equipment, and all in the service of facilitating his artistry. And I think it's, you know, going to also provide him with the means to create a business out of this, which you know, it's always something that we've talked about as far as the struggle of incorporating commerce into your art, but the reality is you know, musical equipment is very expensive. Zach kind of brought it to my attention the other day that basically with every new piece of really good equipment, you're buying a used car. I mean, it's, you know, a guitar could be $2,500. Yeah, you know.
No guitar of mine.
Yeah. Or an amplifier, or, you know, a computer to record on, or the recording software. I mean, this stuff adds up after a while. And so fortunately, we're both doing cover gigs, and we're teaching. And Zach's going to be getting into doing some, you know, teaching himself. And so all of these things will, you know, he'll have the tools. And, you know, to be a craftsman, you would need the proper tools. So that, you know, at 14 years old, he's investing in these things, and you know, and he's going to be paying it off for a long time, but it'll enable him to do more things. And so I'm excited to see what develops in the next few years with all that.
All right, now I mean it though. You got to tell me the 3 most influential bands or
Oh,
musical
my 3.
individual.
Oh gosh.
I gave you time to think.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm always a Led Zeppelin guy. You know, Led Zeppelin is always going to be my favorite band of all time. I think they were the ones, them and the Beatles were, for different reasons, will always remain the standard. And, you know, the thing about these bands, and we're musicians, and we consider, you know, how good someone plays, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of bands with musicians that are just unreal. They're, you know, I take any of the 80s guitar shredders, for instance, and they're phenomenal musicians, but they don't write very good songs, in my opinion. And I think that was the thing about the bands that we've mentioned in the different influences episodes is, you know, as good as they are as musicians, it's their songs that really attract us. And then the musicianship is just part of what's intriguing about them. But at the foundation of it all is really great songs. Like, you know, you mentioned Josh Homme. I love Josh Homme. He's a great singer and he's a great guitar player, but I love his songwriting. You know, his songwriting is just so top notch. And Radiohead, I mean, they're regarded as so creative and artistic, but they have great songs, in my opinion. And the list goes on, you know, but all the bands you mentioned, you know, it's Soundgarden, again, phenomenal. Chris Cornell, who can sing like that? Nobody.
Yeah, Soundgarden's definitely another band with a
But Chris Cornell
wide
was
body of work.
every bit as good a songwriter as he was a singer.
Yeah, that too. That's definitely
You
a
know,
very big
lyricist.
aspect of it.
I mean, you talk about the complete package. It's one thing to be able to really play, but to write great lyrics, to write great songs. Like, you could be any one of those things and succeed, but for one person to embody great lyric writing, great songwriting, great singing, and great live performance, stage presence, and have a band that's phenomenal, as opposed to just hired guns. That's a rare thing in this day and age. There's a lot of bands out there that if they just switched band members, it wouldn't matter as long as their singer was the same, and that's what people are attracted to. And I think it is one of the things that we've talked a lot about in our band is, you know, we want everyone to shine. You know, we want everyone to be irreplaceable, and you know, because that's what a band's sound really is. And so I tend to.
At the end of the day, it's you can have the best songwriting in the world, but the people playing the instruments are going to be a big part of the overall outcome as well. So.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's like you get a personal attachment to these.
Yeah.
It's like
Like, think about how many bands you can name each member of. It's
Yeah, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. You know, it's you don't replace any of those guys. Um, Maybe we're being a bit purist about it. Like there's bands like Stone Temple Pilots, for instance. They have a new singer, and I'm happy to see the three of those guys out playing because they've had a rough go of it, man. They're some of the best musicians in rock, and they've tried to get out there, but Scott Weiland's drugs problems caused them a lot of lost ground, and they've tried different projects with different singers. They never succeeded, and now they have a new singer, and it's very controversial. Um, Once again, I'm not a big fan of it, but I love hearing them play.
and it's one of those
But
things
it's
where
like you don't.
you
I,
enjoy the future of it more.
yeah, and I'm like, I have in my mind what Stone Temple Pilots is. Don't mess with that. And I think that's how a lot of people feel about their favorite bands. You know, it's very difficult to change members sometimes. Um, you know, it goes back to Van Halen and Van Hagar and all that. There's always a controversy. Um,
But I mean, it's
and on the other hand is what, like we've talked many times, they don't. I like that they don't care what we think about
Yeah.
that. I like that they're doing what they want to do. I don't have to like it to respect the hell out of that.
yeah, definitely.
You know.
It's like my favorite quote from John Paul Jones, and I've probably beat it to the ground by now, but you can always gain something from any piece of music or work or art, and even if it's don't do that.
Yeah.
But it's if you look at something and you say, yeah, I don't like this part or whatever, but I love that part, then you've still gained something, So all influential bands, any band can be influential, really. It's you got to know what to look for. You got to know that you can always gain something from it. So
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there's.
lots of great bands, lots of bands that don't quite cover all of it, but at the end of the day, you will find a way to enjoy the aspects that may come.
Yeah, there's. It's amazing, we're very much just like anybody else on the internet, throwing out opinions. We like hearing other people's opinions just because it's like, didn't think of that. I love when somebody brings something to my attention that I didn't think about before. And hopefully our takes will yield that from time to time. And at the end of the day, it's just having a passion about music. It's something that we love talking about. We love it, the idea of what if. What I wonder what if, and so all of these things feed into our own imaginations when we go to write. We take this and that and this and that from all these different artists, and study their methods and watch their performances and listen to their music. And there's so many things that hit you in ways that you're not even expecting, and you apply it to your own stuff. And I guess that's a way to bring those influences to other people who might not listen to those bands. We've talked about like some of our favorite artists are influenced by artists we don't like, but we're like, hey, whatever makes you sound like you, knock yourself out, because I wouldn't change a thing. That's your thing. And so hopefully we can bridge that gap for some of you. Some of the bands we talk about are like, oh, never really cared for them. It's like, well, maybe we're making that a little bit more palatable for you, or at
as
least.
well as that, I guess it reminded me or brought it to my attention. Just a question to throw out there. Answer where you will please. What inspires you? What sort of artists or people or things in general, I suppose. I don't want to be specific at all about it, but I guess what inspires you, in day-to-day life, music, whatever. It's kind of a new pathway in life, I suppose, being 14, because, you know, 13 is kind of like, oh, congratulations, you're a teenager now. But 14 is like, man, it's only 4 years till I'm an adult. It's only 2 years till I can drive. So, you know, it's, and with all the investments previously mentioned, that there will be a lot of work and such going into not only Widetrack, but just music in general for me. So I suppose to kick it off, I would like to understand more of what you all are inspired by and
Indeed.
what you enjoy.
Yeah, turn us on to some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Books,
You
movies,
found my true intentions.
music, inspiration. It's can never have too much of it. It's the food that we subsist on. So
Should we do an outro where we like influences or something? No, forget it. No, this guy rocks.
yeah, we always like to in the magazines where the rock stars would be out hanging out on the scene, and they hey, let's get a photo shot. You rock.
No, you rock.
Anyhow, hope you're doing great. Hit us up, let us know how you're doing. And our new album, it comes out May 18th, Friday, May 18th. It's called Widetrack 3. It completes the trilogy of the first 3 albums.
Which means you will very soon be able to own the trilogy.
we just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thanks for your support, and links below and comment below, and till next time, keep on rocking.